Okay, so let's see. But first, we're going to learn about quantifiers. But first, I want you to tell me, what do you remember about countable and uncountable nouns? What are these? Countable nouns or uncountable nouns. What do you understand for this? What is a countable noun and what is an uncountable noun? Do you have any ideas? What is countable? It's similar to Spanish, right? What is a countable noun? What do you think, guys? No? Nobody?
Countable is things that we can contar,
Count. That we can count.
Uncountables we can't.
We can't count, right? Yes, of course. Countable nouns are the ones that we can count, and uncountables are the ones that we can't count, right? Very good. We have some rules to follow when we are talking about countable and uncountable nouns, and we are going to check here. Okay, so some of the things that we need to know is that the countable nouns, they have singular and plural form. Okay, for example, we can say one place, two places. Okay, we can say one person, two people, one tourist, two tourists. Right, this is countable. We can say this singular and plural. But uncountable nouns, uncountable nouns are just in the singular form. Okay, for example, free time, danger, traffic, these are only singular. We don't have plural forms for uncountable nouns. Another thing we need to know is that we can use singular and plural verbs with countable nouns. Okay, but for example, that person is lost. We can say, or those people are lost. Vamos a apagar los micrófonos. Mucho ruido ahí. And in uncountable nouns, we always use a singular verb. Okay, so we say traffic congestion is a big problem in my city. Okay, so another thing about uncountable nouns is that we can't use a, an, or a number before the noun. Okay, here we have some examples. Here we have some examples of uncountable nouns. Okay, for example, it says that they are often abstract ideas. For example, love, freedom, okay, something that we can't touch. Music is uncountable. Then we have the uncountable nouns that are made of smaller parts. Sugar, rice, all of these are made of smaller parts. And some food is uncountable too. For example, bread, fish, cheese, chocolate, meat, all these are uncountable. These are the food that you need to cut into small parts. Then we have the liquids and gases, water, milk, oil, wine, all these are liquids, right? And materials too. For example, wood, glass, paper, gold, silver, these are uncountable. And there are some others that in Spanish are countable, but in English are uncountable. For example, furniture. Furniture, nosotros podemos decir un mueble, dos muebles, but in English we don't have one furniture, two furnitures, because it's uncountable. The same with advice. Advice, en español decimos un consejo, dos consejos, but in English we can't say advices. Okay, and the same with the other words. All of these words are uncountable. Okay, so we are going to learn what quantifiers should we use with countable and uncountable nouns? Okay, so I want you to pay attention to this. Here we have some quantifiers: a little, lots of, how much, too much, a few, not much, too many, not many, a lot of, how many, and plenty of. Okay, so all of these are quantifiers. Okay, quantifiers are the words that help us to express if we are talking about a big amount of something, a big quantity of something, or a small quantity or amount of something. Okay, so let's see here. We have quantifiers to use with countable nouns, with uncountable, and some of them are used for both countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, some of them are used for a large quantity, some of them are used for a small quantity, and some of them are used for questions. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to check the example here in the book. Okay, and I want you to tell me how can we use these quantifiers. Okay, for example, a little free time, not enough, no, aren't many, and like this. Okay, I want you to check these sentences and tell me how can we use these quantifiers that we have in the PowerPoint. Okay, we are going to start with a little. How do you think we can use a little for countable or uncountable nouns? What do you think?
Uncountable.
Uncountable nouns, right? Okay. For a large quantity, a small quantity, or question? What do you think?
A small
Small
quantity.
quantity, right? Okay, so we use a little with uncountable nouns and a small quantity. Can you give me an example with a little in a sentence with something that is uncountable? What can you say? I want you to think in an uncountable noun and give me an example with a little. For example, you are making a little noise. Noise is uncountable, right? So I can say a little noise. What about you? What can you say with an uncountable? Remember that we have liquids, abstract ideas, material, what else? Food that is needed to cut. Then we have some food that are made of small parts. These are uncountables. So what can we say? ¿Alguna oración que tenga? Les voy a mostrar los incontables para que se guíen. Sáquenle una fotito.
I want a little of sugar for my tea.
I want a little sugar for my tea. Ok, no necesitamos decir a little of, sino solamente a little sugar. Ok, entonces pueden tomarle una fotito para que hagan sus ejemplos de los uncountable nouns. Ok. Okay, so a little sugar. It's good, it's correct. What about lots of? When do you think we need to use lots of? Countable and uncountable, or both?
Both.
Both.
Both, right? We use lots of for both. What do you think? Large, small, or question?
Large.
Large, right? Okay, lots of. Can you give me an example with lots of? You can use a countable noun or an uncountable noun, any of them, with lots of. For example, I can say, I drink lots of water. What is your example?
I want a lot of soap
Of
because I don't have hungry. Soap.
soup.
Sí, soup.
Ok, pero recuerde que aquí no es a lot of, es lots of.
A
Okay.
lot of.
Lots of, okay. I want lots of soup because I am hungry. Okay, very good. Any other ideas? Any other sentences with lots of? No? What
You're
about,
going to have lots of problems if you do that.
yes, you're going to have lots of problems if you do that. Very good. What about how much? How can we use how much? Countable, uncountable, both? What do you think?
Uncountable.
Uncountable, right? And for
It's a question.
questions, right? So we can use how much for uncountable nouns and for question. Can you give me an example? How much sugar do you want for your tea? How much sugar? Any other example? How much? What can you tell me? Just
Maybe how much
how much?
do you need? No, how much paper do you need for your exam?
Very good. How much paper do you need for your exam? Yes, Ariel, what about you? What is your example with how much? With an uncountable noun.
How much rice do you want with your meat?
How much rice do you want with your meat? Very good. What about too much? When do we use too much?
Is uncountable.
For uncountable nouns, right?
Large
A
quantity.
large quantity. Very good. But remember that when we say too much, it's something negative. Okay? For example, there is too much noise in this room. Okay? Hay demasiado. Significa que es más de lo que yo quiero. Too much. Can you give me an example with too much? Recuerden que el verbo no tiene que ser negativo, pero el sentido de la oración es negativo. Too much. What can you tell me? Too much. What do you think, Fernando? What is your example with too much?
Well, the same teacher. There is too much noise in this house. I had
Another
it.
example? With
Other
another
example,
uncountable noun?
there are too much dogs. No, too much.
Recuerden que les pasé un cuadrito de todos los uncountable nouns que podrían utilizar para su oración.
Yeah.
Saque un ejemplo de ahí.
Okay.
¿Qué podría decir? Too much.
There are too much sugar in this tea.
Ok, pero recuerde que con los incontables no podemos utilizar verbo en plural.
Yeah.
No podemos decir there are.
There
Entonces,
is.
¿cómo sería?
There is.
There is too much sugar in my tea.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, very good. What about a few? When can we use a few? When can we use a few? Countable, uncountable, both, large quantity, small quantity, or questions? What do you
For countable and
Small.
small quantity.
Very good. Countable nouns and small quantity, right? Give me an example with countable nouns and a few. What can you say? Let's see, Abudine. What is your example? countable nouns, and a few. Countable, anything that is countable, anything. No? Anybody? A few, hasta que Abudín empiece.
Maybe I have a few candies for you.
Okay, very good. I have a few candies for you. And there are a few trees in my house. What else, Abudine? What is your example?
Teacher, con esas palabras que nos dio de ejemplo no podemos usar ninguna para few, ¿no?
No. Solo son incontables.
Okay.
So, what is your example?
I had a test a few days ago.
Yes, I had a test a few days ago. Very good. Okay, let's go to not much. When can we use not much? What do you think? Not much.
Uncountable.
Uncountable nouns with uncountable nouns, right? Large quantity, small quantity, or questions? What do you think?
Small quantity.
Small quantity, right? Okay, very good. What about too many? Too many?
Countable.
Countable nouns.
Larger.
Large quantity, right? And remember, too many, it's also a negative meaning. It also has a negative meaning. For example, there are too many people in this place. Okay, más de lo que yo quiero. Too many. Okay. What about not many?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
Homework is countable or uncountable?
Which one?
Homework.
Homework is uncountable. We don't say homeworks. Assignments, we can say. Okay. One assignment, two assignments, but homework, it's uncountable.
Thanks, teacher.
Okay, what about not many?
Not many is small quantity, uncountable.
Very good. Not many, small quantity, uncountable. A lot of. A lot of. What can we say? Both, right? Small, large. What do you think? Questions?
Large quantity.
Large quantity, right? So lots of and a lot of, they are exactly the same. Okay, but you have to be careful in the writing. Okay, in the spelling. So don't make mistakes in the spelling. How many?
It's a question.
Is a question for countable nouns. For example, how many brothers or sisters do you have? How many cell phones do you have? How many computers? Okay, countable. And plenty of. What do you think? Plenty of. Any ideas?
It's a large quantity.
Large quantity, right? Countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable, okay. We can use this for both. We can use plenty, lots of, and a lot of for both. And all of them mean the same. A large quantity for countable or uncountable nouns. Okay? So let's see here. We can use this in affirmative sentences, negative sentences, or questions, right? So we can use some in affirmative sentences. I have some books for you, okay? A lot of in affirmative sentences too. Lots of, a little, a few, too much, and too many. Recuerden que estos deben, el verbo de la oración tiene que ser afirmativo, pero el sentido de la oración es negativo. ¿Ok? Plenty of, enough. And in negative sentences, we can use any, not many, not much, not enough. ¿Ok? And in questions, we can use any, some. Solo para ofrecer algo podemos utilizar some en preguntas. Por ejemplo, would you like some tea? Would you like some water? Ok, entonces cuando estamos ofreciendo algo, sí podemos utilizar some en la pregunta, pero solo para esta función, ok. How many and how much, ok. Is there any of them that you don't understand? Any of these quantifiers?
Teacher, ¿podría explicarme el too much y too many, que es positivo pero negativo?
Ok. Como dije en el ejemplo anterior, voy a escribirlo acá. Sí. There is too much noise in this place. There is too much noise in this place. As you can see, the verb in this sentence is affirmative. No decimos there isn't, ¿cierto? Pero cuando decimos too much, el sentido es negativo. ¿Por qué? Porque estamos diciendo que es más de lo que queremos, es demasiado. Too much. ¿Ok? Entonces el sentido de la oración es negativo, es algo malo, podríamos decir, o algo que no nos gusta. Pero el verbo de la oración es afirmativo. ¿Ok? Lo mismo con many. There are too many people. Here. There are too many people here. As you can see, it's the same. The verb is affirmative, there are, but when we say too many, the meaning of the sentence is negative. Es más de lo que yo quiero, más de lo que a mí me gusta. Okay? So too many people. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so let's practice a little bit this. Here we have some pictures. And I want you to tell me, how can we form sentences using quantifiers and talking about this? Okay, for example, we need to use the word card in plural or in singular and talking about this picture. What can you say using a quantifier? What do you think we can say? Any ideas? Using a quantifier.
There are too many cars on the road.
Okay, there are too many cars on the road. Very good. Or on the highway. Okay, very good. Then we have here the other word, traffic. What can we say with traffic? What can we say with traffic? Any ideas? Traffic.
There are, no, there are too much traffic.
Okay, but traffic is uncountable. So remember, with uncountable nouns, we can't say a verb in the plural form,
Mm,
right? So what can we say?
there is too much traffic.
Too much traffic, right? Very good. Let's go to the next picture. What about this one? We are going to talk about kids. We can use this in singular or in plural. And you need to use a quantifier. What can we say?
There is a few children in the park.
Okay. But if you are saying children is plural and your verb is singular, is.
There
How
are
come?
a few.
Okay. Yes. There are a few children or a few kids in the park. We can say yes. Very good. Then we have space. What can we say? Space. Any ideas? Space.
There is a lot of space in the park.
There is a lot of space in the park. Okay, very good. Space is uncountable if we have the word alone. Por ejemplo, traffic también es incontable si tenemos la palabra sola. Pero como pueden ver aquí en el libro, tenemos traffic jams. Entonces, cuando ya lo acompaña jams, está creo en la página 140, ya se convierte en plural. También con, aquí está en clause, se los muestro. Aquí en la parte de clause, avoiding traffic jams. ¿Ok? Cuando tenemos con jams ya se convierte en contable, entonces sí podríamos utilizar traffic jams. ¿Ok? Lo mismo con space. Por ejemplo, aquí, an open space, what is this? Green spaces, dice por acá. Ya, green spaces. ¿Ok? Que podríamos ocuparlo también con contable o con incontable. Let's go to the next one. What can we say about people?
Teacher, if I want to say there is enough space, is correct?
Is correct. There is enough space. Hay suficiente espacio. Y cuando queremos decir no hay suficiente espacio, there isn't enough space. ¿Ok? Generalmente cuando hablamos de espacio, también se ocupa esta palabra. No sé si han escuchado alguna vez, room. Por ejemplo, van a escuchar alguna vez. There isn't enough room in my purse or in my bag. ¿Ok? En lugar de decir suficiente espacio, van a escuchar muchas veces que en lugar de decir enough space, dicen enough room. Y significa lo mismo. Significa suficiente espacio en mi cartera. ¿Ok? No solamente se utiliza para una casa, sino también significa espacio. No hay suficiente espacio. ¿Ok? What about the next one? People. What can you say about people in this place?
There are not.
There are? What can you
A
say?
few people in this supermarket.
Yes, there are a few people in this supermarket. Yes, very good. And what about product? What can you say? Product or products.
There is too much product. on the supermarket.
But product is uncountable? Is product uncountable?
It's countable.
Countable, right? So what can we say?
Yes, there are too many products.
Yes, there are too many. Pero eso es malo. Es malo que haya muchos productos en el
Teacher,
supermercado.
I can say there are a lot of.
Yes, a lot of, or plenty of, or lots of products. Porque si te decimos too many, significa que es algo negativo. Hay demasiados, hay muchos. ¿Ok? Y que no nos gusta lo que estamos diciendo. Entonces, en lugar de decir too many, podríamos decir a lot of, or plenty of, lots of products. ¿Ok? Very good. So let's go to the book. Let's go to exercise number 6 here on page 31. Exercise number 6. Look at the highlighted words in the text and put them in the correct category. Then read the grammar box. So here we have some words, some highlighted words, a little, plenty of, lots of, not enough, no, aren't many, a few, and too many. So we are going to use all these words, highlighted words, to complete here the exercise, okay? Which of them are used for a small quantity? Not much. What else?
Not many.
Not many. Okay, not many. Any other? Not many for a small quantity. Not many.
A little.
A few. Very good. A few. Any other?
A little.
A little. Very good. A little. So these are the ones that we use for a small quantity, right? Let's go to the next category. Large quantities. We have a lot of. What else? A lot of.
Plenty of.
Plenty of. Very good. Any other?
Too many.
Yes. But is here too many? And yes, it's here, right? Pero creo que aquí tenemos otra.
Lots of.
Lots of.
Lots of, right? Lots of for a large quantity. Okay. Then we have zero quantity. Cuando no hay nada de eso. Podemos ocupar not any. Cuando no hay nada. Not any. Any other?
No, enough.
No. No, porque cuando decimos not enough, significa que hay, pero no hay suficiente. Cuando no hay nada, nada ni ninguna cantidad de esto.
No many.
No. ¿Ok? También podríamos utilizar solamente no y luego el sustantivo para decir que no hay nada de esto. Zero quantity. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, aquí dice, so you can ride everywhere with no danger. Con nada de peligro. ¿Ok? Entonces podríamos ocupar no y un sustantivo. For example, there is no apples in my fridge. There is no apples in my fridge. ¿Ok? Entonces yo quiero decir que no hay nada de manzanas. No hay ninguna. Podríamos ocupar not any. Por ejemplo, a ver, voy a hacer dos ejemplos. There aren't. Voy a hacerlo así para que se entienda. There aren't any apples in the fridge. O también puedo decir There are no apples in the fridge. Ambas oraciones significan lo mismo. Significa que no hay ninguna manzana en el refrigerador. Pero si se dan cuenta, aquí estoy ocupando not any. Entonces este not lo puedo unir con el verbo que tengo acá, que es el verbo to be. Podría decir aren't any. ¿Ok? Siempre el any se ocupa con oraciones negativas, con verbos negativos. ¿Ok? Entonces puedo decir there aren't any apples in the fridge. O también podría decir there are no. Este no se ocupa con verbos afirmativos y solo se pone el no. ¿Ok? No. Y luego el sustantivo, que sería apples, en ambas situaciones, ¿cierto? Aquí me equivoqué. The fridge. ¿Alguna pregunta acerca de esto? De los... Podemos decir there aren't any, or there isn't any, o también podemos decir, y aquí también no le puse there. Podríamos decir there are no o there is no. ¿Ok? Podríamos decir there are no or there is no. Y ambos significan lo mismo, que no hay nada de, nada de cantidad de este producto o de lo que estemos hablando. Por ejemplo, there are no parks in my neighborhood. No hay ningún parque en mi vecindario. O puedo decir, there aren't any parks in my neighborhood. ¿Ok? ¿Alguna pregunta acerca de esto? This is zero quantity. Okay, let's go to the last one. The last one. More or less than necessary. We have too much. What else? Too much. Más o menos de lo que necesitamos. ¿Cuál sería?
Too many, not enough.
Not enough, right? Not enough and too many. Esto es más de lo que necesitamos, too many. Y esto es menos de lo que necesitamos. Not enough, no hay suficiente. ¿Ok? Entonces, estos son los quantifiers que vamos a utilizar en esta lección. Let's see here. Here we have some examples. The same, small quantities. There is not. There isn't much. There aren't many. Or a little, or a few. Para zero quantity, there is no bread, or there isn't any bread. Como les había dicho, el any siempre se utiliza con el verbo negativo. En cambio, el no se utiliza con un verbo afirmativo. Luego tenemos large quantities, lot of, lots of, plenty of, y más o menos de lo que necesitamos. Esto es más de lo que necesitamos. Too much and too many. Y menos de lo que necesitamos. There is not enough or there isn't enough. Okay? Any questions until here? Let's practice a little bit. Let's go to page 118. 118. Here we have some exercises that I want you to complete. Okay, I'm going to give you some minutes so you can complete these exercises. Choose the correct options to complete these sentences. Okay, and then we are going to check. Let's see. Okay, Andrea, please, can you read the first sentence?
Yes, teacher. Riding a bike in New York is dangerous because there are too many cars on the streets.
Okay, too many, right? But remember, it's writing, no reading. Porque reading es leyendo, ¿cierto?
Okay.
Okay. Let's go to number 2. Please, Oscar Leaño. Number 2.
Okay, teacher. Julia has plenty of money, so she bought new clothes very weak.
Okay. Julia has plenty of money, so she buys new clothes every week. The next
Yes.
one, please, Angelica Pinto.
There is usually a lot of snow in Sweden at this time of year.
Okay, in Sweden. Okay, thank you. Nayeli, please, number 4.
You don't have a little free time today, so we can have a meeting.
One more time, please.
Do you have a little free time today, so we can have a meeting?
Very good. Do you have a little free time today so we can have a meeting? The next one, please. Let's go with a boy. Es Avila, number 5.
There aren't enough parks in my downtown.
Yes, there are enough parks, right? Number 6, please, Fernando.
Michael's an only child. He has not brother or sister.
No or not?
No.
No. Okay, he has no brothers or sisters. Abudinen, please, number 7.
Much of my friends are married now, but a few are still single.
Okay, much of my friends?
Yes.
Okay, remember that we are talking about friends, right? Friends is singular, sorry, is countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Countable. So do we use
Lots.
much? Yes, we don't use much for countable nouns, right? So lots of my friends are married now, but
A few are still single.
yes, a few are still single. Very good. Karen, please, number 8.
There isn't any bread left, so could you get some from the supermarket?
Very good. There isn't any, right? Karim, please, number 9.
I can't do this crossword. It's too much difficult for me.
Ok. Cuando decimos too much es cuando tenemos un sustantivo después de la palabra. Aquí difficult, what is difficult? ¿Qué es difficult? ¿Es un sustantivo? ¿Qué tipo de palabra es difficult? Es un adjetivo, ¿cierto? Difícil. Entonces, no podríamos poner too much difficult, sino too difficult. It's too difficult for me. ¿Ok? Solamente utilizamos too much cuando tenemos un uncountable noun. Right? Let's go to the last one. Natalia, please. Number 10.
How much ice cream is there in the fridge? No one.
None.
None, yes.
Ok, very good. Este también se utiliza cuando no hay nada. None. Pero es solo para respuesta. Ok, so none. Nada de helado. Ok. Very good. Se puede utilizar también para contable o incontable. Any questions about these exercises here? Okay, let's go to the next exercise. Exercise number 2. read the text and correct 8 mistakes. Okay, so we are going to correct these mistakes together. Let's start. If you know the answer, if you know what kind of correction we have to do, please raise your hand, okay? A lot of my friends take city vacations, but I can understand why they want to spend their time off in a city. So what can we correct here? What
A
can
lot
we
of.
A lot of, right? A lot of my friends. Most cities are too busy and too noisy. In a crowded city, there isn't space enough because there are always too much people around you. What can we correct here? Let's see. Yesarel, what can we correct in this part? Yesarel, are you here? ¿No está en la clase? Ok, vamos a removerla de la clase.
Sorry, teacher, que están haciendo mucha bulla por mi barrio. No
Okay,
escucho bien.
so what do you think, Yesarel? What do we need to correct here? ¿Qué tenemos que corregir? Anybody? What do we need to correct here?
There isn't enough space.
Enough space, right? Enough space. Okay. Anything else? Anything else to correct? Angelica,
No.
what do you think? What else do we need to correct here? Anybody? Camila?
There are always too many people around you.
Too many. Too many people, right? Not too much. Of course, there are plenty things to buy, but that means that I don't have many money left after spending a little days in a city. What do we need to correct here? Fernando?
A few days in the city.
Okay, a few days. Anything else? Avila?
Maybe don't have much money.
Much money because money is uncountable. Anything else?
Plenty of.
Plenty of things, right? Very good.
Teacher,
Yes.
one question. And in this part, don't have many money could be a lot of money or no?
I don't have much money.
Yes, maybe I don't have a lot of money.
Podría ser, sí. I don't have a lot of money. Podría ser. What about the next part? I prefer to go to the country or to a beach town. Somewhere where there is no traffic and where I can have a few times to myself to think and relax. What can we correct here?
Any traffic?
Any traffic? Do you agree, guys?
Yes.
¿Dónde ocupamos any?
In question.
Questions and
When the verb is
phrase,
negative.
and phrase negative.
Yes, when the verb is negative. Is the verb negative in this sentence?
No.
No. So what can we
There
say?
is no.
¿Qué podríamos decir?
There
No.
isn't.
Not many traffic.
Again, please, Fernando.
Not many traffic.
Not?
Mm,
What do you think, guys? Not?
There
is no
isn't any traffic.
Pero el verbo está en afirmativo.
Only no.
No. There is no traffic. Not, right? No traffic. O si quisieran cambiar el verbo, podría ser isn't. Pero mejor sería si ponen solo no, porque ya está el verbo en afirmativo. ¿Cierto? Any other mistake that we need to correct?
A little time.
A little, right? Very good. A little time. Yes, very good. So these are the mistakes that we need to correct here, right? Good. Let's go back to the book.